Hi, my name is Shane. I'd like to thank everybody that has subscribed and watched all my drum cover videos over the years. I have something a little different for you today. I'm going to review what I bring with me to every gig inside of my gear toolbox. This will include a review of the Maxpedition FR-1 bag and also the Maxpedition mini pocket organizer that I carry with me every time. So let's get started. I'm not going to try to do this all in one take, so if you see any edits, that's just me trying to make this a little more bearable for you to watch. Alright, we'll get right into the Maxpedition FR-1 bag. Very well made. This is meant to be a first aid bag. I bought it for everyday carry. Then I found out that it was just a little bit too small for me, so I converted it to my gig tool bag. Starting on the outside, I have a Gibraltar drum key. Came with Gibraltar djembe. Really robust, nice, accessible right on the outside. Could use that for self-defense if you really had to. Great key. Also on the outside, we've got the zebra pen. Pretty standard. Those are really popular. And also, the flashlight I carry on the outside is the Coast G20. It's an inspection light, so it's got a really tight circle. So not really good if it's completely dark in a room to get around, but if it's light, you can see around and you just want to look into a corner or look at your mixing board, great light. Coast G20 takes 2 AAA batteries. Alright, on the inside of the bag, this came with like a cord system, and it lets you let the bag stand up like this. I didn't really think that was useful, and the cords always seem like they're in the way, so I removed it, but if you need, that's there. The first item inside of the bag is the drum key. This is the, I can get it off. This is the Revolution Firefly. Great little key. I just got it. It's about 18 bucks, so a little expensive, but I think it's worth it. Silent ratchet. So this is the loosen side. That's the tighten side. Got knurling on there, so you can spin off a very loose lug. I think it's aluminum. Really heavy duty. I love this key. The Revolution Firefly. Alright. Also in here we got the standard 4-way screwdriver. It's got 2 slotted, 2 Phillips. Those are pretty common. Critical on a gig. I've used that a lot. Box end adjustable wrench. There are all sorts of sizes of hex nuts on everything on a stage setup, so it's pretty important to have a box end wrench there. I am a Swiss Army knife nut, so I carry with me one of my favorites, the Tinker. Really quick, the Tinker has got big blade, small blade. It has got a small slotted with a can opener, which I've never used. Big slotted I use a lot, and a bottle opener. And the key to the Tinker is the Phillips driver rather than the corkscrew. So there it is. Also got an awl. Can't really think of how that would be useful on a gig, but it's there. Alright, got the Sharpie, which is the regular Sharpie on that side, and the fine pen on that side. Also, along with that, the composition book. I think it's really important to have something to write on. You can take notes during a gig, like what you might have to work on at your next rehearsal. I write set lists on there. I give contact information out to people if we don't have any cards. Someone wants to give me their number, Facebook page, I can record all that. Mini cheapo set of earbuds. You never know when you're going to have to monitor something on the board and you want to, cheap throwaway set, a couple bucks there. Also an audio cord with a 1/8 inch on one side and then a 1/4 inch on the other side. This we can use to plug in an iPod or a phone or something like that to the mixing board in case, in between sets, someone has something on their phone they want to hear. We do that a lot. Okay, that's all on that side. This side I have got a budget Leatherman. It's the Wingman. So, the big deal on the Leatherman is those pliers. Those come in really handy. Use those quite a lot. On the inside of this one, we have got a big honking flathead. And I got that 2D Phillips, which actually works pretty well. On the other side, some less essential tools, the can opener, the file, and the package opener, they call that. Also on the Wingman, you have got locking blade and a locking pair of scissors. Very nice. That's on the Wingman. About 30 bucks for the Wingman. Really nice piece. I carry an Altoids tin here. This, I carry some different ones in here. This is the one I carry with me every day, so it's got some personal items in it. Little cleaning cloth, pencil, little another Swiss Army knife, nail clippers. I've got a safety pin in there, some cash, Neosporin, some Band-Aids are underneath there. I got a candle, and then the medication that I think I might need on a gig. I carry with me aspirin, ibuprofen, Aleve, Pepto-Bismol, Dramamine, and some Benadryl. So, Altoids tin, that's kind of personal. You can put whatever in there you think you might need. Okay, into the pocket. New item for me, this is glow-in-the-dark duct tape. Got that at Walmart. I haven't used it yet. I can see how that might be useful on the, the console of the mixing board, on the floor to, help light the way, or just, for general duct tape uses. This is a hose clamp. This might be the most valuable thing in the entire kit. It's got a straight slotted screw there that you can use to tighten this up. And I'm going to cut to the other camera and show you a really good reason to carry one of these, or several of these with you. All right, when cymbal stands fail, it's almost always right here. And that would be the thumb screw. Either the actual screw itself strips out, or the hole inside there strips out. But it happens to nearly every stand eventually. No matter how good it is, that's where it's going to fail. I carry a spare, but another thing you can do is, I will show you, I have got the hose clamp right up on the pipe a little bit. So say this has failed, it's not tightening anymore, I can I put a little piece of electrical tape there, the hose clamp, I tighten it down, and that keeps that, it's a little wobbly, but that keeps that functional for the rest of the gig. Give you a little close up, possibly. Just kind of slides there. Now if it also happens down here on the height adjustment, I could put the hose clamp in this area, and then that would height adjust and lock right there. So critical. I've got several of those hose clamps. They're really, really, really valuable. All right, and I realize I may have walked away from the mic there, so I'll boost that audio later. All right, also in the Maxpedition bag, Bic lighter. These are straps for a snare strainer extra. I got some string, I got some straps in case that breaks. I can replace that in between sets. Crazy glue, variety of uses. All right, tweezers. You can pick up little things, or take a splinter out, whatever you usually do with tweezers. I've got some cheapo foam earplugs. Every once in a while, it just gets too loud on stage for me. Also, I've had some outdoor gigs where there's some kids there, and the parents may have not realized it would be too loud for their youngsters. So I hand these out. Fresh pair. Obviously, I got a big bag of them, but those are good to have with you in case of emergency. 9-volt battery. I actually don't have anything that uses that. I'm a firm believer in take care of your own equipment. I always have everything I need for my own kit, and I expect everybody in my band to have their own items as well, but for some reason guitar players are just incapable of having a spare 9-volt battery. It seems they always need one for pedals, for acoustic guitar pickups, various things. So I have the cheapest one I can find, 99 cents. That'll get us through a gig. Got a Gibraltar drum key. This came with the rack. That goes to some different things on the rack. I've actually never used that, but I like the key. You can get some torque on it. Really nice one. And a speed key as well. If you have to do a quick head change in between sets, that'll get you on and off really quick. Actually, this is incense. I've been to some really funky bars that for whatever reason they smell or it's just musty. People smoke in bars sometimes still. So I have some incense to maybe cover that smell, or if you want to give a little hippie mood to the whole place, that works pretty well. No one seems to mind. Couple extra tension screws, tension rods. They strip out, they break. No reason not to have a couple extras there. And that is it for the Maxpedition bag. I really love this thing. As I believe I said, it was a first aid bag. That was what it was supposed to be for. It folds out. You can get a lot of good uses out of the Maxpedition bag. Oh, missed this. Hex key. I used to carry a bunch of hex keys, like an entire set, the whole metric set, the whole standard set, and I just never used them. So what I think you should do is go around your kit and find out if you have any hex key needs there, and just bring the ones you need. Unless you're the tool carrier for the entire band, then you need the whole set. All right, gonna get into the toolbox here. The top rack, we got a roll of camping toilet paper. You never know. Bar owners sometimes are completely apathetic towards people's needs, so that's for an emergency. Depending on how old you are and how your body's breaking down, you might need this. This is BioFreeze is the brand name. You can get generics. This is just like a roll-on analgesic cream. Helps me with my back, elbow, knees, anything like that. Tape. I go with electrical for repairing cords, and medical tape for blisters and using on your sticks. We got cymbal felts, one for the hi-hat and one for a crasher ride, and also this is actually the important part, and this would be the washer grommet that goes on all cymbal stands. You should have these on every single cymbal that you own, because if those threads hit the inside of the cymbal hole, it's gonna keyhole and elongate. It could crack. It's really gonna reduce the life of your cymbals. I'm not sure if you really need cymbal felts. Nothing can happen to the ones on your kit. They can't break. I mean, you could lose them, but even if you do, you only really need the one on the bottom. So no need to carry a bunch of cymbal felts around. The trio on your kit that you need to make sure is functional at all times to get through a gig is going to be your kick, your snare, and your hi-hat. So I have some super redundant things to make sure that if any of those items break, I can fix it right away. The first is just an extra snare strainer. That breaks. I've never had one break, but I have a lot of these, so I bring an extra one with me. On the hi-hat, I have an entire extra clutch. This is a really complicated thing, and a lot of different things can go wrong with a clutch, so I bring a total spare. Then for the pedal, I have an extra pedal spring. Actually, I have a Yamaha double pedal, and I only use one side, so I just have the spring from the other one in there. If it's a very important gig and I don't want to deal with any sort of equipment malfunction, I will just bring both pedals. Also, I'll bring a spare hi-hat stand and a spare snare stand and another snare drum. If a high-profile gig and any kind of downtime would look bad on us, I have those spares right behind me so I can switch out without waiting for a set break. This is actually the chain that goes to my pedal. It's a convertible to a strap, so I use the strap on the Yamaha pedal, the 9500 series, and this is the chain. So if anything happens to the strap, I can put that chain back on there. All right, we have got the just a mini precision screwdriver. This can be useful, actually not on my kit, but this is useful on guitars and amps and electronics equipment. So that's there's a buck, and I thought I should throw it in there. Got just a basic Gerber folding knife. I know a lot of everyday carry guys are really big into knives. I actually don't use a big blade like this much. My Swiss Army is almost always adequate, but I have it. I threw it in there. Who knows? Deodorant. This is important. You sweat when you play. When you want to go out and interact with people in the audience in between sets, you got to make sure you're not smelling funky. All right, I have, in addition to another hose clamp I keep in here, the one I showed you earlier, this does the same kind of thing. It is a hinged memory lock. So if you open this up, you can slip that around any sort of pipe and keep it in place temporarily, or you can just use it as a memory lock. I have Yamaha, cymbal and snare stands and hi-hat, so I bring extras. This is the thumb screw, this is the wing nut. These are the things that strip out first. So I always have an extra pair of those handy. All right, another drum key. This was actually a screwdriver bottle opener. I had a screwdriver bit in there, but I had this Gibraltar drill drive, so I threw that in there. Just another drum key, kind of fun. Big rubber band, And I keep in here also my samba whistle, which isn't useful when I'm playing set. I play hand percussion a lot, and I use this. And basically, I just don't want to lose it. And it's fun. Tritone. Gotta love the samba whistle. All right. The bottom of the toolbox, we have, first and foremost, Shure SM57. Probably the greatest versatile mic on the market. You can get a good sound on anything with this. You can use it on your kick drum if you want. You can use it on overheads. Anything that needs mic'd, you will get a passable signal with this. It's primarily on my snare drum, but this is a backup. So if anything goes down on stage, I always have an extra Shure and a clip. Pipe clamp. This I actually don't use on gigs, hardly ever, but I use it to shorten stands, and when I'm in my workshop, when I'm trying to figure out a good setup, I use the pipe clamp. I just don't want to lose it, so I keep it in my toolbox. I play hand percussion about a third of the time, and this is the wrench that goes to my congas and my timbales. It's just a 1/2-inch socket, cheapy. I've had it for quite a long time. That's my primary wrench there. I carry an extra multi-tool. This is a Winchester. I believe I got it at Walmart. It is your standard, plier multi-tool. This one's got a little, bit set on it too. Pretty nice. I keep that in there all the time. A lot of times I take the Leatherman with me, and it might not make it to a gig. So that's my backup. Extension cord. 3-prong there. At a gig, I have to plug in my powered monitor, an LED light I put underneath my kit, and my phone charger. So I keep that, and you never know when you're going to have to deal with an ungrounded outlet, so that's on there as well. And lastly, my toolkit. These guys are free and really valuable. They're just, coasters. I've been to stages, floors that just aren't level. And when you have a tripod on a non-level floor, it's a nightmare. So you slide one of these or two of these, under something, and you can level it out, and it can get you through the night. So that is everything that is inside of my toolkit. I'm going to show you also my little Maxpedition mini pocket organizer. This is the stuff I have in my pocket all the time, so I don't need to carry extras inside my toolkit. I have another coast light here. This is the G10, the flood. So this is good when it's totally dark or you're tearing down. You just want to make sure you didn't leave anything. A gel version of that zebra pen, that's really popular. Got a little SD card in there. This pocket's really tight. It's kind of hard to get stuff out of. Inside the Maxpedition, I got a mini Sharpie. I have got hand sanitizer, Pilot High-Tech C, and a pencil version of that zebra, and a comb. I carry another set of the medication I think I need. I've got some breath freshener spray. I got the Gerber dime. If you want to know everything that's on there, check it out. It's got the mini pliers and a couple blades and screwdrivers. That's just useful on a daily basis for me. Paper. Back here I have got a box opener and another one of those Gibraltar keys that comes with the rack. On this side I carry some Band-Aids and some first aid cream. And then there down in the bottom here is a little USB drive. So that's in my Maxpedition. So that's it. That's everything I carry to a gig with me. I've been playing out in bars for 20 plus years, so I have a pretty good handle on what I think is going to be useful and what you can just leave at home and deal with later. So thanks everyone for watching and being patient with me. I'm still going to do a bunch of the cover videos. That's not going to change, but I'm going to start doing some gear things here or there. Just give you a musician's point of view on some of the items and let you know whether I think it's useful or not. So take care. You would do yourself very well by having a kit, with some of these same items in them. You don't want to be, caught off guard on a gig when you have an emergency situation. So thanks for watching.